We are GlobalFoundries. We make the chips that power your favorite devices and experiences. We enable the creation of products still being imagined and yet to be seen. We manufacture technology that helps the world overcome adversity. It's not only our operations around the world that make us global. It's our culture of diversity and inclusion, empathy and respect, and a team spread across 3 continents that makes us a leader in employing a multicultural workforce while reinforcing our global footprint. We've made it our goal to foster a company culture that is inclusive of everyone, where every voice is equally heard, enabling diversity of thought and perspective so we can boldly reimagine innovation. Working with us means growing with us and opportunities for advancement at every level. We empower GF employees to network, mentor, acquire new skills, and create a place of belonging. We support the people within our company and the communities they represent, providing opportunities to live and travel abroad for diverse cultural and professional experiences. We provide best-in-class benefits, competitive pay, and flexible solutions for work-life balance. As we continue to drive innovation in our industry, we must also continue to foster diversity, enabling GF and our customers to change the industry that is changing the world. Our company and its culture are the sum of each and every employee. Join us and help us deliver a new era of more.
We are so excited to be joined by 3 female leaders from GlobalFoundries for this session about success secrets in the semiconductor industry. And we're going to discuss a brief introduction into everything about the semiconductor industry that you need to know. We're going to meet the incredible women leaders of GlobalFoundries Singapore, and of course, hear an inside perspective on what it's like to work at GlobalFoundries and learn a little bit about the career paths and opportunities that are present within the organization. So just some housekeeping rules before we officially begin. This session is going to be recorded, and please make sure that you remain mute and that your camera is off throughout the entire session so that the spotlight will be on our speakers. And just like all our events following the session, we're going to have a 15-minute Q&A. So if you have any questions at all during the panel discussion, feel free to leave them on the chat box, and of course, we will address them later on. And just a quick introduction of Half the Sky, we are a leading career platform that focuses on connecting female job seekers to equal opportunity employers. We offer a women's career network, skills training, and a growing list of opportunities at companies that care, and also expert career advice to help you make that leap in your career. As an advocate for diversity in the workplace, our mission is to level the playing field for women at work and to help companies build a diverse and robust workforce. All of this to inspire more women to achieve their career aspirations. And please check our platform out. You can do so at www.halftheskyasia.com. Now I'm going to pass the mic to RJ from the GlobalFoundries team to take us through an introduction of GlobalFoundries.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm RJ Pitug, and I'm the Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist from GF. And just to introduce about our company, we would say here that GF is everywhere. And what do we mean by this? We are one of the world's leading semiconductor manufacturers, and we are responsible for manufacturing the wafers that power the chips on all devices that we use today. We cover industries like consumer electronics, smart devices, automotive, data centers and infrastructure, IoT, and AI. And with a global footprint, we have about 5 manufacturing sites in 3 continents and have about 15,000 employees worldwide. And so how it's like joining GF? I've joined GF last year, and I must admit that we are indeed diverse and we thrive on this. We come together as one GF and believe in our employees' unique backgrounds, experiences, and talent. Our people is our greatest strength. And as a company that is built on these ideas, GF aims to be delivering an era of more. As you will hear from our panelists today, we value diversity and everyone's contribution to the success of our organization. So passing the mic to you now, Bianca.
Thank you so much, RJ, for that wonderful introduction to GlobalFoundries. And it's great to hear that you said GlobalFoundries is everywhere. Because even if you don't know about the company, They could be behind some of the most important daily things that you use, right?
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
So it is now my pleasure to introduce our wonderful ladies joining today's panel. So we have Dr. So Yoon. She is the Technology Development Vice President at GlobalFoundries with over 27 years of semiconductor experience. So Yoon has served in multiple senior technology development positions in Chartered Semiconductor MFG and GlobalFoundries Singapore since 1996. And she's currently in charge of GlobalFoundries Singapore's Technology Development Department, leading the technology roadmap execution and driving differentiation of the foundry technology portfolio. And her experience spans over multiple CMOS technology node generations and more specialty technologies. And she has published over 50 technical papers and holds over 25 granted patents. Today, we also have Esya joining us. She is a quality driver in GlobalFoundries Singapore's 200 foundry, and she has a prior 2.5 years of experience in change management as a quality engineer for GlobalFoundries Singapore. Esya is part of the Graduate Excellence Model Program in GF, and she co-chairs the Alumni and Publicity Committee to engage the interns at GlobalFoundries. Esya is a strong advocate in discipline and hard work to seize for opportunities that come her way. She holds a very strong belief in cultivating diversity as strength and creating an inclusive environment for mutual growth. While winding down, she can be found in dance classes, enjoying art performances, or on a plane to somewhere. And as an avid adventurer, you may find her trying out different things to quench her curiosity. And finally, we have Nikko joining us. She is the Deputy Director, HR Business Partner for GlobalFoundries and has been working there since 2016. She has over 20 years of HR experience spanning across industries and holds a bachelor degree in human resource and industrial relations. In line with her belief of lifelong learning, she is also currently pursuing her master in human capital management. Nikko is a strong advocate of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in the workplace, and a passionate leader who strives to create a workplace that values the uniqueness of each individual and maximizing their potential. This is especially important in her role as a strategic HR business partner, where talents are an integral part of achieving success for the organization. So welcome, panelists. So great to have you today.
Hey, hi, everyone.
Hey.
Yes. So excited for this fireside chat. And speaking of the fireside chat, just to let you all know, we're going to have 3 parts for the session. So firstly, we will have an introduction, getting to know our panelists a little bit more. Secondly, we will take a deep dive into navigating the semiconductor industry and learn about success secrets from our panelists as women in the industry. And finally, we're going to learn some leadership gems, career tips from our seasoned industry experts, and get those gems of knowledge that we're looking for. So without further ado, let's get started, panelists. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Amazing. So as I was saying, I want to start with an introduction of each one of you. So please tell me about yourself and what you do at GlobalFoundries. So-Yoon?
Yeah, so I'm a VP of Technologies. As you know, I'm in charge of technology development here. And I'm also a mother of 3 children, ages 14, 17, and 21 years old. My role in GlobalFoundries is really bring together a group of researchers, engineers, who engineers the technology solutions and innovations for semiconductor industry. And hopefully that with the innovations, we have make the mankind life better with all the electronics around us. Yeah, so that's what I do. Yeah. I'll pass it on to Nico. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikko. I'm currently the Deputy Director of Human Resource Business Partner. So as my job title implied, I partner businesses to deliver workforce strategy, which span across multiple disciplines, from identifying talents, developing talent management program, to make sure that we build on the capability to support our business growth. Like So-Yoon, I'm also a mother of 3, age 11, twins, and 13. So looking forward in sharing a lot more insight to all of you here, and hopefully encourage all of you to join GlobalFoundries.
Thank you so much, Nico. Esya?
All right, hi everyone. My name is Esya. So I come from Indonesia. I graduated from NTU Singapore and immediately joined the workforce with GlobalFoundries here around 3 years ago. And I'm glad to say that I'm still here with GF. Recently, I was given the opportunity to explore into becoming the quality driver in the operational excellence team in GF Singapore's 200 millimeter fab, where I work with the operations team to find opportunities for continuous improvement in the fab, which ultimately is to drive the line yield of the fab. So as mentioned, I'm also part of an accelerated graduate program in GF. We call it GEM. And my committee aims to engage interns or potential young future talents who are keen to join GlobalFoundries community. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that we have such diverse backgrounds today, and it's going to be such a great discussion, actually. All right, so panelists, semiconductor companies are heavily investing in domestic manufacturing, and there are forecasts saying that there's going to be a 10% annual growth in fabrication facilities, or as you were saying, fabs, from 2022 to 2025. So for example, we have Intel, they're building two $20 billion fabs, which can create millions of jobs, basically. And Micron is investing up to $100 billion with a mega fab in New York. So these investments, combined with a labor shortage that we're currently experiencing, definitely would offer a huge opportunity to diversify the workforce by hiring more engineers, more technical workers. However, according to latest studies, the semiconductor industry has historically had a gender imbalance, and women today hold only 16% of board positions and 13% of executive positions at semiconductor companies. And obviously, women play a crucial role in addressing that talent shortage that I was just talking about. So I wanted to ask So-Yoon, how do you see the industry's landscape changing in the next few years, and what unique perspectives and strengths do you think women can bring to the table that will help them stand out in this field?
Yeah, Bianca, well said. Actually, in the last few years post-COVID, and you can see that, like what you say, there is a significant investment actually in the semiconductor sector. So, there was a statistics that says that in the coming years, there will be a total of about 27 fabs. And what does that mean, right? So in some of the report, it says that, the talent gap has actually widening, and actually they estimate there will be a 10 million skilled workers needed in order to support the whole semiconductor industry by the year of 2030. So this is like, more than 100,000 workers a year, to add into the existing workforce. So no doubt, actually, the semiconductor industry are really needing a lot of skilled workers. Now, a lot of companies, including GF, we are looking into adapting our hiring strategies to meet the demand for all these talented workers and skilled workers. Now, the semiconductor industry is also making strides to kind of improve diversity by attracting women and other groups as well to join the workforce for the semiconductor industry. As you know, women is underrepresented, like what Bianca says, probably 19% of the semiconductor industry. GF did better than that, so we have 25%, and we still wanted to achieve a much higher numbers. Now, coming back to the point, how women can bring to semiconductor industry, women have soft skills, right? So required to lead, productive teamwork, collaborations in the workplace. This is kind of that innate abilities to be able to bring to the industry. Not only that, they also tend to have better communication, presentation skills as well, and able to also motivate others, be more effective in the team bonding and team working. So all these soft skills are critical leadership qualities. So I believe women could capitalize on all these strengths to lead in this industry, and why not you join us? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Very well said. Thank you so much, So-Yoon. And aside from women being skilled already, data shows that as women's interest in STEM is growing, recruitment strategies in the semiconductor industry are also responding to this and starting to prioritize what they call early engagement, even starting as early as high school, to start building that enthusiasm for STEM and semiconductor careers. So there are some initiatives like university programs and grants to help create that talent pipeline for the industry's future, which I believe is so crucial, to start young. So Nico, with your HR background, can you share with us what are these successful strategies or initiatives when it comes to attracting and retaining these female talents in the semicon industry? And how does GlobalFoundries keep women in mind during the recruitment process and continue to nurture this talent into the workforce?
Sure. So in GlobalFoundries, we do adopt very fair gender neutral hiring. However, like what Sui has mentioned, the proportion of females employees or candidates in engineering sector tends to be lower, and therefore we do make very conscious effort in attracting and retaining them. The overarching principle is that we really embrace female employee across different stages in life and provide them a platform to strike a balance between caring for family and fulfilling their career aspiration. To illustrate, for young engineers like Esya, we have placed them on a very dedicated training program to bring them to speed in transiting into the workforce. We devote training resources to impart the industry knowledge to them. For female colleagues who would like to start a family, we do offer 20 weeks of fully paid maternity leave, which is 1 additional month from the statutory requirement. For working moms, we also offer flexi working hours, which provide them the flexibility to juggle between motherhood. For veterans like Soyun, we want to engage them as well. They have a wealth of knowledge that they can really be tapped on. And this is where we invite them to be mentors in our mentorship program so that they can partner the other female engineers and provide guidance to them. So these are just some of the examples that GlobalFoundries built an inclusive environment where individual diverse needs are really considered. Beyond all this, we also have employee resource groups such as Global Women that provide platforms for women to learn and grow together. During our yearly performance management and salary review, we also do very cautious mandatory comparison between the gender split to make sure that all genders receive fair evaluation and therefore everyone is given equal advancement opportunity. So I know this is a very long answer to a very short question. If all of you can't remember everything that GlobalFoundries has done to support women, just remember one thing: join us to experience it.
It's so amazing. Thank you so much, Nico. And it's so nice to hear that GlobalFoundries is, taking care of the women in the company, not just women as a whole, but the diverse types of women. They're mothers, they're expecting women, they're also those who have just joined the workforce. So there's something for everyone. There's something for every type of GlobalFoundries. Exactly. That's great. And another thing that's really important, especially for us at Half the Sky as well, is to discuss support systems such as mentorship, sponsorship, and allyship programs, because these are really vital for women's career advancement. So one-to-one mentorship can build their confidence, provide them guidance, while allyship programs can provide that supportive work environment they need and foster the awareness of gender imbalance, gender inequalities that happen, and develop, advocates that we all need in the workplace. So, there are also visible female role models that we need to inspire us, motivate us in our careers, and, to help with advancement opportunities, right? So can each of you share what your experience have been having female role models or mentors in this industry, and how have these relationships influenced your own career paths and personal growth? So Yun?
Yeah, so if I recall on my journey of joining this industry, one of the female role models I look up to is Miss Jennifer Tiong, if any one of them know her. She's currently the chairman of Singapore Semiconductor Industry Association, SSIA. So SSIA is a few days ago just organized an event to bring all together all the industrial players, academia, and government agencies together. So she's leading this non-profit organizations to bring all the players together, and also this organization organize activities to promote industry and talent outreach, including, more importantly, also starting a few years ago, a yearly women forum to promote workforce diversity. So in our industry, most company has less than 5% technical VP roles. However, if we have a prominent female role models in the company, like Miss Tiong herself, and in the industry, will help to shift the stigma of perceptions that engineering executive positions are really meant only for male. So it really will shift the stigma of this perception. And also, it will also helps to reinforce a more inclusive environment for a female executive like myself to succeed in my professional development. So I think in this case, right, what has helped me is I've been seeing a growing amount of female executive in this industry, and not just globally, but also in Singapore alone. And that really helps to kind of encourage female leaders to come forward in this industry.
Thank you so much, Sohyu and Esya.
All right, when I hear this question, I kind of look back on my relatively short journey here in GF, and I realized how I've met a handful of amazing women along the way and how they have inspired me to be better. I reported to two managers whom both are a wife and a mother, and just the way they present themselves in the company are very solid and strong. And at the same time, they can show compassion to their team members, which for me is a very powerful thing to do. So these women can do both and empower other people at the same time. And when I meet this woman, I understand the saying that goes, you can't be what you can't see. And, they made me believe that it's important to have more women in leadership, and you got to make them visible. And all women need to see them and trust that we have the potential, or as Soyun say, innate abilities to get there. And we just need to act on it. And I hope in turn I can continue to lay the ground for other people, and not just women, to provide a safe space where we can grow together as a community. Yeah.
Well said. Thank you, Esya. Nico?
Yeah, so in the semiconductor industry in GF, I actually came across a lot of passionate women in my day-to-day work, from my BO leaders to my colleagues in HR department, and I see some of them in the call. So yeah, I'm talking about you. So they have all influenced me in a way or two, from teaching me some of the insight that I not know if it's not for just sharing. But in particular, I would really want to show my appreciation to my current manager that truly bring out the best in me. And I will mimic her behavior, that her management style, to cascade down to the rest, so that more people will benefit. So her strength is her guidance and coaching really nurture my confidence level in handling some extraordinary tasks that really contributes to my experience and exposure. So I believe I am where I am because I have someone like her believing in me. And therefore, I really want to use this to pay forward, to influence the rest of the young engineers to know that they can do it. So this is what I believe. So beyond the boss, mentor, coach, and friend, I think, like what Esya is saying, it is a community that we built in GlobalFoundries that everyone can excel together. Yeah.
Thank you so much, panelists. I really love this message of pay it forward. So inspiring. All right, so Esya, I have a question for you. So as a woman in the engineering field, I want to know if you've encountered any unique challenges, or on the other hand, opportunities throughout your career journey, and how have these experiences shaped your approach to engineering excellence? I know we do have some women in engineering at Half the Sky audience, and definitely want to hear your perspective.
All right. Okay, so okay, I just want to point out how I love that you use the term challenge and opportunity interchangeably. So I think it's a good one. So yeah, in the face of a challenge, I think often it takes me some time to realize that it's actually an opportunity in disguise. Early in my career journey, I think when I was still a very fresh grad, the workforce seemed like quite daunting, especially here in Singapore. We have an abundant mix of nationalities, cultures, and backgrounds. So, where was I gonna fit in, right? But I realized that during these uncomfortable situations, let's just dive in. So along the way, I meet new people, new acquaintances, and I make friends with people who genuinely want to connect. And through these support networks that I gradually build, I get to exchange a lot of awesome ideas. I got to tap on other people's expertise to maybe brainstorm a solution to a complex problem, even if it's not their job to do so, but they just genuinely like to lend a helping hand. So my point is that I think through embracing the diversity here in GF, and by staying curious, we can invite diverse perspectives and engage in meaningful conversations with people around us. And with that, we can discover a lot of endless possibilities. And in return, these things do drive innovation, which is what we need today. And it is really important to achieve engineering or operational excellence. Like, for example, when we're handling with issues in the line, there are people who are seen as an expert in the field and maybe reluctant to admit that they don't have all the answers because, maybe they feel attached to the problem or some other reasons, right? But what I like to encourage them is to be unafraid. It's okay to admit that we don't have all the answer now, and how we can invite them to separate themselves from the problem and look at it as a team and say, hey, how can we solve this together? And let's team up and hear what everyone has to say. Who knows, maybe someone can see your blind spot or someone knows something that we don't. And sometimes, most of the time, you just need to ask one more person. So naturally, the next question will come, which is how we can do better next time. And yeah, I think that's what's important in driving our operational excellence.
Thank you so much, Esya. I love your insights. So panelists, we are down to our last couple of questions. So as women who have succeeded in the semiconductor industry, could you identify any key transferable skills or qualities that professionals from other industries can leverage to excel if they were to transition into this field? And how can they effectively apply these skills in such a specialized sector? Sometimes women can be afraid, oh, I don't know anything about the semiconductor industry, but I believe I have some skills. What would these be, would you say? Nico?
Sure, let me take the question first. Since I did transit from different industry into semicon 7 years ago, so there are two key highlights quality that I think really works for me. The first one, we really have to maintain a very open mind to absorb new information. Challenge your old way of thinking, find a path suitable for you in this new environment. Because ultimately, we can only control what we can control, and that's you. Only you can decide to cultivate a growth mindset, which will definitely benefit you in the long run. For my second point, when you first join this industry, or for that matter, any other companies, build wealth in your relationship bank. When you first enter this industry, your relationship bank account is literally empty. So you may feel a little bit down and uncertain because you are broke in a relationship bank perspective. But guess what? There are actually many colleagues, like Esya has highlighted, that is more than willing to help you, but only if you allow them to. So maybe not so much of other companies, but definitely in GF, our employees highlight that the team spirit is what that keeps them going. So it's very important for you to take the first step to make friends and ally when you first cut into our industry, or for that matter, any other companies. And specifically for semicon industry, since we are constantly on the forefront of new technology, so we hear a lot about Industry 4.0 and how our company will be utilizing things like AI and ML to advance our manufacturing capacity. If you're someone that embrace this type of new technology, it will be useful as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nico. Shoyun?
Yeah, so I could add on to what Nico has. Basically, in terms of soft skills, right? So I think earlier on I mentioned about good communication skill, presentation skills. All this will always be transferable to semiconductor industry because we view program management as a very critical task in the daily executions for the operation as well as the technology development. So program management is critical to the success of any projects. Therefore, good communication, presentation skills, and soft skills are needed. Now, on technical skills, foundational STEM training and knowledge that you have would always serve as a base for a professional to transition into semiconductor industry. Why do I say so? Because semiconductor industry employs technical workers from all different STEM streams. Whether you are in chemistry, chemical, we have jobs and we have positions that is related dealing with chemicals daily. we have material scientists, and we have people trained in electronics and electrical engineering. We have anything you can name under STEM, including computing as well, because we view AI as important for industry automations as well. So, these are the skills, as long as you touch on any STEM skills, will be quite useful for you to translate these skills into semiconductor industry. And more importantly, one thing I think Nico probably will touch on is that we also provide training, both soft skill training as well as technical training, to able to help you to transition into the role pretty fast.
Thank you so much, Cillian. Anything to add, Esya?
Yeah, I just want to vouch for what the two ladies have mentioned, because I think I've experienced like those trainees that GF has been providing so far. Just to add on, I think that resiliency is also very important. In a matter of how you turn a challenge into an opportunity, like we mentioned. The most important thing is not whether there is a problem, whether you learn something from it, and how do you get your team together to to solve a certain problem, and so that you can go out stronger from there. Yeah, that's all.
Amazing. Thank you so much, panelists. So we are down to our final question, which is, what advice would you give to yourself years ago before you decided on the career path that you're on now? I love this question. Esya, you want to go first?
Okay. Advice I would give to myself. I think that I'm just going to remind myself that network is really important. Like what Nico said, when I first joined here, yeah, my relationship bank is 0. So I couldn't stress enough how important networking is when you move into the workforce, especially. Even people that we have like weak ties with, such as those that you met at networking events or conference, or those that you have a brief conversation with, they may be able to help you down the line, maybe give you a simple reference, which could be very useful for you. At the very least, they would be able to give you a perspective that is fresh from yours, or from your close-knit group. So I think that's a very important thing to have. And I would also tell myself that, always have the courage to learn more, stay curious, and be true to yourself. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So-Yoon?
Yeah, my younger self seems to be a long way ago. So, but I try very hard to think about, if I go back in time, what would I do? But anyway, I do recall there's one thing that always did in my heart is like, if I would encourage my younger self years ago to be bolder in exploring the interests and then pursue my aspirations with confidence. Often growing up in an Asian society, I realized that women, including in the past myself too, tend to be more conservative when we are making certain important decisions, life decisions. Always in our mind, we always put family first. And then growing up in an Asian society, we tend to be a bit more reserved. Now, so I would think that now in these new generations, looking at my my own children, they are more in a more open society. I think if you have any chance, just think broader to make a step forward, and also don't self-limit yourself in the choice that you can make. And nowadays, unlike the old days, actually this generation actually has much more choices than we are in the past. Yep.
Well said. Thank you, So-Yoon. Nico?
Sure. So combining the insight from my two colleagues, so it's pretty similar. Esya touched on being resilient. In fact, if I were to go back in time and tell my younger self, I will also be telling her that, hey, Nico, be resilient of everything. You may make mistake. You may life may go down in certain ways, but You have to learn from your experience and become stronger. It is how we then become a better self. So I will definitely tell younger Nikko to be resilient. And the other thing is to really stay true to yourself. Because I think being truthful to yourself, loving yourself, is how you really can go the long way. And I believe this is the other two things I will tell my younger Nikko.
Amazing. I love these insights so much. And it's great. Just makes you think back if you haven't thought about it before, right?
Yes.
Panelists. So that is the end of our fireside chat. So we're now moving on to our Q&A session. So audience, if you have any questions to ask our panelists, please you can put them in the chat box and then we will tackle them, of course. And we have actually received a few questions from our audience who pre-registered to the event. So I think it's best to start with those. So the first question we got is, I want to be part of GlobalFoundries and contribute my skills and expertise. Given the downtrend in the semiconductor and new immigration policies, would you please shed some light on the current recruitment for foreign nationals at GlobalFoundries? Anyone from the team want to take this one?
Well, since it's touched on recruitment, I believe it should be my camp, HR. So first thing I want to highlight is we really have to acknowledge demands for the chip will only be increasing. And this is driven by the technological advancement. The growing demands for high-speed devices, new application in the field of 5G, even autonomous driving will definitely propel the semicon growth. And by the way, GlobalFoundries Singapore, we just had our fab grand opening last Monday. So we just started a new fab. So hopefully that will debunk the myth that is a downward trend in semicon. So within GlobalFoundries, we do adopt, again, a fair hiring practice where candidates are assessed based on the merits of individual. We have been welcoming candidates from diverse background, and we will continue to do so. The changes in the immigration policy does add challenge in securing work passes, but it does not change how we select our candidates. We want and we will continue to identify suitable candidates for the roles.
Thank you so much, Nico. All right, so we're having some questions from our live audience as well. So let's take this one from Anissa. So Anissa is from DP Sustainable Design with Green Building Sustainability Consultancy, Energy Modeling, and an HSE background. And she wants to know what GlobalFoundries' stance is on sustainability and if you have a sustainability department, as well as how she can start a career in sustainability at GlobalFoundries.
Yeah, so maybe I could take the, let me see, the first question is on sustainability. What is the GF's strategy on sustainability? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is a stand-in? Yeah, strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we do have a roadmap for sustainability. One of them is related to decarbonization. You heard it a lot in all the talks, and as well as I think Singapore government is also promoting that. So we do have a roadmap for that. And I saw that Anissa's background is also on HSE. So in GF, we call it EHS. So actually it's the same is in the same type of organization driving sustainability. So what is the second question is that on vacancies availability. Yeah, so these two vacancies are related to the so-called our EHS department. And I'm not quite sure whether that in specific for these two positions are linked to the sustainability, but EHS in GF do have a sustainability roadmap. Yeah. So for the details of that, I actually strongly encourage that you may write in to find out the details, or maybe Nico, would you be able to help Anissa on this?
Yeah, so Anissa,
Yun and Nikko, yes. I'm going.
Oh yeah, sorry, maybe it's not. Yes, you're right. Sorry, RJ.
Yeah, so Anissa, thanks for asking as well. So I'm from the talent acquisition team. So basically, we're the ones involved in the recruitment, like the gateway before you enter GlobalFoundries. So, and again, thanks for all these women who have contributed and are still contributing to the team. And hopefully we also have our future interested people to join GlobalFoundries. So for that, we do have the positions, and it is indeed involved in sustainability. And in terms of like your aspiration for that, we do have that for this position. So you may get in touch with me. You can send me a message on LinkedIn, and then I can discuss with you the positions separately.
Okay, I think for the question 3, it should be for you, Esya. I think it's the GEM program that they are asking.
Yes.
All right. I try to share as much as I can. Okay, so Graduate Excellence Program is a 2-year program. I think for now, GEM is for fresh graduates, but I suggest you just stay tuned to what we have down the line. For our current GEM program, we received basic and intermediate technical trainings on basic semiconductor processes. So I think that's what helped me a lot in transitioning into joining the semiconductor industry. And along with that, we also received soft skills and leadership training in our training pipelines. So we do actually have mentors to guide us along the way and to transition us into the working force in GF. So part of this program is we also have some assessment checkpoints to share with the management team on our journey, our projects, and at the same time to get their feedbacks on, what we can improve on, and all those insights.
And some data for Anissa, in case you're interested. Our roadmap is like we're going to reduce about a quarter of electricity use for the site in Singapore by 2025, and 1/3 reductions in greenhouse gas by 2030. Pretty aggressive roadmap.
Amazing. Thank you so much, panelists and RJ, and hope that helps you, Anissa. All right, so we have another question from Lynn from Air Liquid, and she's asking Nico specifically, can you share more about the common platform you mentioned whereby the female coworkers can come together to network, and what are some of these success stories from this platform?
Sure. So the common platform that I was referring to is Global Women. So it's an employee resource group. So we form different group of like within GlobalFoundries. We also have family grouping. We also have a lot of different type of groups that employee can come together, sharing the common interest. Specifically for the Global Women, it is formed by women predominantly. Of course, men are welcome. So this platform organize learning opportunity together. For example, we come together for social good during the pink ribbon. Everyone that want to volunteer comes in, organize and create that type of awareness within the GlobalFoundries. And they also participate in Learn, Grow and Learn. They organize some technical sharing on inviting our female employees to come out and share some of the insights within their job scope. It's through all these different platforms that we bring Singapore women together, and that really helps to build the so-called relationship bank. So it's through all these type of networks that they will get to know people from other function, other department that otherwise in a very big campus they may not come across. So this is one of the areas that we do. And the success story is definitely there because we do have women that is coming to us to say that, oh, we really appreciate having this. Now I know better about something else. And you know what? Beyond me, Lynn, I'm supporting this drive in terms of DEIB. Zoe is the chairman lady for the Global Women. So I think I should invite Zoe to bring about some of the sharing as well.
Yeah, so we have a very active Global Women group in GF. In fact, we have add on to what Nico said, we actually have lunch and share sections where the women get together, they organize lunch and sharing. We invite female leaders to come and share their experiences during lunch hours. We also invite external speakers to grow our workers as well in the group. And for example, we invited some special talks so that to enrich our group members as well. Not only to the group members, but we actually extend all these activities to our allies, the female colleagues as well. So they are always welcome to join us as one family. And besides that, we always pair up for mentorship so that, our female workers will get benefits from their so-called senior or executive who can actually lead them along the way. Yeah, those are the things that we are doing internally.
Thank you so much, panelists. And thank you, Lynn, for your question. So our next question is from Sandhya, and she is working as SQA holding over 9 years of experience. And she started in the semiconductor industry a year ago, currently contributing as SQA Scrum Master, process improvements, and software quality controls. And she would like to know what are the areas for her in GlobalFoundries and in this industry to be able to grow further. Anyone from the team?
Yeah, I think I can take the call first, and thereafter Somin can or Esya can weigh in, because I happen to be the HR business partner for quality team as well. So if she's from the Sanya, you're from the SQA, then the functions or the organization that is available in GlobalFoundries will be from the quality team. This industry is definitely growing. From the quality team, once you establish the foundation, the understanding, within GlobalFoundries, we also do encourage a lot of internal posting as well. So for you, I would think that the most relevant one is direct experience coming in as within the quality organization of GlobalFoundries, and thereafter, if you want to continue expanding your knowledge into other areas, then the internal posting that opportunity is still available as well. And I think Esya, you are from quality team before and you move into different operations. This is just another experience of how things can be dynamic within GlobalFoundries.
Very good. Oh, maybe I can add on to that. Actually, in GF, quality is the way of life. Am I right? So
yes,
yeah. So the reason we put quality as a way of life is because that you may not know, but let me share with you. So GlobalFoundries is certified, and for Singapore, for example, we are certified as one of the automotive manufacturer for semiconductor parts. So we actually yearly we have to certify ourselves for IATF standards, and therefore the quality QA is a very important functions in GF, being that we are in the business for automotive, and we make chips for automotive industry. So that's one of the key information you should carry with you. And besides that, also we make secure products. So we make chips for all kinds of secure transaction, right? Be it on the NFC for the cards that you're holding, or the wallets, the e-wallets. So those chips will have a secure elements, the secure chips that we make from GlobalFoundries, and you need to ensure quality for secure products as well. So these are just two of the aspects of quality, but like what I say, quality is everywhere, is the way of life in GlobalFoundries.
Okay, so I think we have time for one final question. I can see we have one here from our audience. Marie, have you experienced imposter syndrome at work, and how do you tackle it? Good question.
So in terms of the imposter syndrome, it is something that anyone can experience. It's about self-doubt in terms of your abilities, whether you think you are good enough to accomplish it or not. My personal fear, Mary, when I see this question, I hope you're not experiencing it at this point in time. If you do, and you want to talk to someone, just connect with me via LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to talk to you more about that. But in general, for the imposter syndrome at work, it is about overcoming it through the allyship. I would like to stress again that in GlobalFoundries, we really believe in working together and succeeding together. And I couldn't stress enough that within this team, there is definitely strong support. Like, for example, even in this panel, I can see that I have my lovely HR colleagues that is here with me. And this is the type of allyship that we are talking about. If you ever have any self-doubt, first of all, you have to understand the fundamental of why. Why does this thought come to you? Is there any proven statistics that makes you really doubt yourself? If it's just the emotional aspect of things, then you really have to talk to your managers, or for that matter, your HR business partner, to really understand a little bit more, because this is about managing your own perspective. This is overcoming your own fear, which may not be proven. So what I'm suggesting is, you first of all, you have to prove whether your concern is valid. If it's invalid, then it's for you to really think about some of the avenues that you can build on your confidence level. Otherwise, if there is some established facts to say that, hey, yeah, you may not be doing this thing so well, your manager is your best coach to tell you that, then how else can I improve? But all in all, I want to go back to the point that the three of us do highlight before in our previous conversation, is about building the resilience. And this is something which is very necessary to acquire that type of resilience in order to overcome a lot of area. So Mara, I hope that will help in terms of your answering. But of course, Sorin and Esya, you may want to weigh in on this imposter syndrome as well.
Yeah. So I also understand being managers to a group of engineers. Sometimes they may be sensitive about sharing this with their direct supervisor. But if your company has any counselor, do reach out. If not, external counselor will also help. Now, nothing better than you reach out to your own close friends who can help to share and learn about, are you having that perception yourself, or is it true from external view that something you could have self-imposed some of this perception on yourself, rather than it is probably not true from external view. On it's good to have your own circle of friends, close friends, and to be able to share to validate this. Yeah. A counselor will help too, because they might give you tips as in how to get yourself out from this.
Yeah, I think I just like to add on to that. What I do when I first start, and actually until now, I like to have a diary or a logbook of like what are the things that I have accomplished, like even those little things, and what are the questions do I have in my mind, like throughout the week or throughout the month. So the next time when there is a like a review one-on-one with your manager, you can always bring this up. If you have any doubts, then you can tell your manager now and then, and seek for, do you have any tips, or do you have any inputs on how do I improve this, and so on and so forth. I think one-on-one is very important. It's a productive way for you to let all of your doubts be spoken out there, and seek for a second opinion from someone who would know better. Yeah.
Thank you so much, panelists, for your valuable tips, and very well said as well. All right, so I think that's all the time we have for the Q&A. So thank you so much, everybody, for all your questions, and panelists and GlobalFoundries team for stepping in and tackling them. So I'm now going to pass the mic to RJ for GF Careers.
Yes, hi. All right. So for GlobalFoundries, as you may have seen here, we do have our links to know more about the company through LinkedIn, our Facebook page, on Instagram as well. You can follow us on Instagram so that you can see how we do our events, the kind of activities that we have, so that you can see basically what we do, and see how we enjoy our activities in the company as well. And for the careers, just a very quick rundown for the careers. In GlobalFoundries, we recruit regular and full-time employees, contractors, new college graduates, interns, trainees, and at the same time, as our panelists have mentioned, we do have internal opportunities as well, wherein you can grow and build your career internally in the company. And we do cover from technical to corporate positions. You can go become a manager, or you can grow in a very technical path as well. Not just in Singapore, we do have opportunities in different countries. So you can check our website to know more about the positions. So the QR code is there, and yeah, just scan it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach us. Reach out to us.
Thank you so much, RJ. And yes, everyone, please connect with the GlobalFoundries on their social media, their careers page. And as RJ said, you can connect with their wonderful team. And now don't forget, on Half the Sky as well, the diversity employers are hiring and are committed to empowering women to thrive within their organization. So they provide flexible working arrangements, equal pay initiatives, return to work policy, paid parental leave, and many, many more initiatives. And of course, their jobs are listed on our platform, so you can check them out. We also have loads of resources to share with you on our platform, halftheskyasya.com. These are completely free, and you will be receiving exclusive event invites like this one, job alerts, thought leadership content, and resources. So again, it's completely free. And don't forget to give us a follow on our social media. The QR codes are up on the screen. And we'll definitely have more events like this one coming up next month and in the coming months. So please keep your eyes peeled on our events page. And once again, I would love to thank our GlobalFoundries team and our incredible panelists, Soyun, Esya, and Nikko. You've been so great today. And thank you to our audience. So engaging. We love your questions. And yeah, stay safe, everyone. And I really hope to see you in our next events.